We are live.
Hey.
I think we are.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, here we are. 3 seconds into the stream. This is the class of 72, and my name is Richard, and I'm with
Kevin?
Kevin. Yep. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm great. So today is January 29th, 2021, but we're going to focus our talk on the singles that came out today on Billboard's Hot 100, January 29th, 1972, starting with number 60 that came in at highest is a band called Bread, and they had a song called Everything I Own, debuting at number 60, and it got all the way up to number 5, a top 5 hit for this band, Bread. Bread is a band from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yep, just we're here in Texas, but Bread was a band led by a man named David Gates. It did most of the predominantly songwriting and lead singing, and they are an Oklahoma band.
I know nothing about Bread myself.
Bread had a slew of great hits, and this was just one of them, Everything I Own. They had another one in 72 called Diary, which we will focus on later in the year, but this was the first one. So there we have it, Bread, Everything I Own on the Elektra record label. Up next, we have the Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees.
A song called My World, and that is on the Atco record label. It debuts today at number 65 and went all the way up to number 16. So it was a top hit for the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees, of course, were a band from England that later moved to Australia, that later moved back to England. And they had a slew of great hits in the 60s that not too many people are aware about because they're more familiar with their stuff in the 70s, their disco era. But the Bee Gees had some really, really great hits in the 60s, and it carried on through the 70s too. And this is one of them, a song called My World. And like I said, it got all the way up to number 16. And it's on Atco record label here in America, and this is the stock copy that you would buy at the store. Here's what the white label promotional copy looks like. Same label. And the European copy is actually on a different label, Polydor Records. So the Bee Gees had a different label in Europe than they had in America.
Is that common?
It might be. Some labels, I think, did that.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, Donnie Elbert. And it's his rendition of I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, a song that was written by Holland Dozier Holland, who were the chief writers of all the Motown hits back in the 60s. Now, this song debuted at number 71. It's on the Avco record label, and it got all the way up to number 22 in the Billboard's Hot 100, but it got up to number 14 in the soul charts. Yep. This song right here was actually a number 1 hit in 1965 for the Four Tops. The Four Tops also had a song in 72. Actually had 2 hits in 72 that we will talk about later in the year. All right. So next, boom. The Raiders, Country Wine on Columbia Records, debuts at number 76, goes all the way up to number 30. The Raiders were led by Mark Lindsay, and a little known fact, Mark Lindsay lived with Terry Melcher. Terry Melcher was the son of Doris Day.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I did not know he was the son of Doris Day.
Yep. And of course, Terry Melcher lived at 150 Cielo Drive, and that was the house that Sharon Tate and others would be murdered by the Manson family in 1969. And if I'm not mistaken, it's also produced by Mark Lindsay as well, this song, The Raiders.
Wow.
Yep, on Columbia Records. Went all the way up to number 30. Up next. Oh, yeah. This is a great one. Carole King, Sweet Seasons. Comes in at number 77. Debuts at number 77 on Ode Records. Went all the way up to number 9. Top 10 hit for Carole King in 1972. And somebody bought this record at Kmart because it's got the little Kmart sticker right here, and they paid 68 cents for it.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Carole King started just writing music for people, right? In the beginning?
Yes, with her partner, Jerry Goffin.
Okay.
Goffin and King. They wrote a slew of hits for like the Shirelles and a whole bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I love this little picture sleeve because it has the musical notes for the first couple of bars of the song that's written out.
Wow.
It's also got a little dog there. It's pretty cool. All right. Up next, we have Black Sabbath. Iron Man comes in at number 78 today and reached all the way up to number 52. So that's pretty wild that this song wasn't even a top 40 hit for Black Sabbath here in the States. But today, I think it's probably known as one of their biggest songs, like an anthem.
For sure.
And it's very surprisingly it didn't climb up the charts when it was first released, because it was actually put out in 1970, but then they released the single in late 71, I guess because Black Sabbath was doing some heavy touring at the time. And so this single popped on the charts for the first time in early 72.
My favorite little piece of trivia with this album is that it came out the same day Hendrix died.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I feel like it got more popular more recently, probably because there was a big song in Guitar Hero. So I remember when I was younger, the first time I ever heard this song was in Guitar Hero. I'm sure a lot of other younger
That's
people
right.
the same way.
For a generation, yeah, exactly. Wow, that's incredible. So Hendrix's death date was the release date of Paranoid
I
album?
believe it was, the album. I believe it was Paranoid.
Paranoid the album. All right. So going from Black Sabbath, now we're going to talk about Elvis Presley. Wow. So Elvis Presley comes in at number 80 today, and this song would reach to number 40. So it wasn't a big hit for Elvis, because usually Elvis hits, they reach the top 20 or the top 10. But this one right here just peaked at number 40, and it was written by Buffy Sainte-Marie, who's a Canadian singer. She had a hit and a few hits in the 70s and late 60s. This same song, Until It's Time for You to Go, would debut on the country charts as well as the pop charts, but it wouldn't debut into the country charts until March.
Why was that? I mean, just like how popular it got with that demographic, or
probably a lot of times songs were released first either through the easy listening charts and then to the pop, or to the pop and then to the easy listening.
Okay.
Same thing with the soul. Some soul songs were released in the soul charts before that they were released in the mainstream charts.
Oh, okay.
Up next, we have Cher, The Way of Love. This comes in at number 82, and it peaked at number 7. Well, so that was a big hit for Cher. And it's a great song. It's on the Cap record label, and that's the stock copy that you get. Here's what a promotional white label copy of that song looks like. And in 1972, Cap Records also released the classic Cap, the original label, on some of the releases in 1972 for some reason, which is pretty weird. They just threw a throwback label on some of their singles. I don't know if that was maybe a way to try and sell more records to familiarize people that had bought records on that label before. Up next, we have Lynn Anderson Cry. Lynn Anderson is a country singer. This comes in at number 86, and it went all the way up to number 71 in the top 100, but it got up to number 3 in the country charts.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, in fact, as we were talking about labels doing little changes, Columbia Records in 1972 switched up their label as well. This is the label that they were using, and in 72, they turned it into a kind of a, I don't know, grayish color. It's kind of hard to, concrete color.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looks like. And so these are the new labels, and the new sleeves for 1972 on the Columbia label. These are the originals, and these are also the originals because they came out in the same year. Up next, we have Frank Mills. Frank Mills with the song called Love Me, Love Me, Love comes in at number 88, and it would go up to number 46 on the charts. Frank Mills had a huge hit in the 80s with the song called Music Box Dancer. I don't know if you remember that one.
I do not.
It was an instrumental, and if I'm not mistaken, went to number 1. It was really, really huge, big hit.
Wow.
Yep, Frank Mills. So not too many people knew that he had probably a song out in 1972. And this record, if you can see it, it's got a little price tag on the label. I bought it for 50 cents at Wax Trax Records in Denver, Colorado, who's got the best selection of singles and the cheapest.
Wax Trax?
Wax Trax Denver. There's also a sister store in Chicago I've been to that's equally as awesome.
Okay.
Up next, coming in at number 89 is Melanie Ring the Living Bell on Neighborhood Records. Melanie would have the first song in 1972 with the number 1 hit, Brand New Key. Of course, it was also a number 1 hit in late 71, but it bled over into 72. So technically, she was the first person to have the number 1 hit for 1972. There we go. She has a great little picture sleeve right here. And on the flip side, gives you the words so you can sing along. You can sing along with Melanie. All right. Coming in at number 91 is J.J. Kale with Crazy Mama on Capitol Records. This song would peak at number 22 on the Billboard's Hot 100 and would debut at number 37 on the Easy Listening charts. I just recently heard someone in an interview say that Eric Clapton was a J.J. Cale cover band. And, I think I'd almost have to agree with that. So John Weldon Cale was his name, and he had passed away on July 26, 2013. And it was on the Shelter record label. If you can see the little egg right here, it's the Superman logo, but it's upside down. And the Superman people didn't like that at all. So they were going to sue them. And now you see Shelter with a scratched over or a black spot on some of their labels to cover their logo. All right, up next we have Michel Legrand. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Michel Legrand.
Something like that.
With Brian's Song on Bell Records. Brian's Song was a movie, like a made-for-TV movie.
Oh.
And this was the song for that movie. It's a beautiful number. Came in at number 92 and would reach all the way up to number 56.
Huh. That's interesting for a movie song.
Yeah, an outstanding, great instrumental. Here we have next is Goose Creek Symphony at number 96 on Capitol Records with their rendition of Oh Lord, Won't You Buy Me a Mercedes-Benz. This song was co-written by Janis Joplin, and this song in particular would peak at number 64 on Billboard's Hot 100. This is, of course, a country rendition of Janis Joplin's song.
Yeah, I've only ever heard the Janis Joplin version myself.
And it's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a great one. Up next, Tammy Wynette coming in at number 97 with Bedtime Story on Epic Records. This song would only go up to number 86 on Billboard's Hot 100, but would go up to number 1 on the country charts.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of wild. On the pop charts, only 86, number 1 on the country charts. And on the same label is Bobby Vinton doing Every Day of My Life, coming in at number 98. This song reached all the way up to number 24. And Bobby Vinton was a huge singer in the early 60s. At number 99, this week in 1972, is Dawn, featuring Tony Orlando, with their cover versions of Runaway and Happy Together, coming in at number 99 on Bell Records. Runaway was a song that was a big hit for Dale Shannon in, I believe, 1963. And, actually, Runaway was a number one song for Dale Shannon in 1961. And Happy Together was a number one song for the Turtles in 1967. So this is like their smash melody of those two songs. Tony Orlando and Dawn would have a television series show of their own. I don't remember what network, but as a kid, I remember watching their show. They always had great little skits and musical guests. And the last one. Boom. Shirley Bassey at number 100, Diamonds Are Forever on United Artists Records. It would peak at number 57, and this is from the James Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever.
Okay.
Yeah, theme music was also big in 1972. Lots of theme music. And Shirley Bassey made it in with her song, Diamonds Are Forever. So there you have it, folks. Those are the singles that entered Billboard's Hot 100 this day on July 29th, 1972. And I want to thank Kevin for joining us today.
Yeah, it was fun to be here.
All right, man. We're going to do this every week. So tune in next week, and we'll hope to see you next time.
See ya.
Adios. Boom, dude.